You are listening to Lanchan's Guide to Being a Single Parent. Lesson 2, Growth, by Duofan Chan. Part 2 of the Lanchan's Guide to Being a Single Parent series. To make sure your child grows. Lanchan looked at the small child that was walking beside him. The two were heading towards the fields where the bunnies were kept, Lanyuan holding his hand tightly as he looked around. The child was still young, Lanchan spending what little time he could with him. "Bunnies, Papa?" Lanyuan bounced beside him as he spotted one of the black bunnies hopping around the field. "Yes, Ayuan, bunnies. Don't forget that you have to be gentle," he told him. They walked a little further into the field and came to a stop where most of the bunnies had gathered. Lanyuan sat down, giggling as one of the more adventurous of the bunnies wandered over to him. "Tickles!" he giggled as he gently patted the bunny. "They are very cute and fluffy," Lanchan told him, sitting down beside his son and scattering the food he had brought with him for them around them. "Why are they eating them?" Lanyuan asked, as Lanchan held out a bit of carrot to one of them. "It helps them to grow and stay strong," he answered him, a small smile appearing on his face. Lanyuan had a faraway look on his face. "Like being buried in the dirt will make me grow." He laughed. Lanchan froze. He had never done that. He knew that it would have to have happened while Lanyuan was still at the burial mounds. He nodded. A bunny climbed onto Lanyuan's lap, eyes lighting up at the small creature as it chewed on his robes. "No, don't eat that! You won't grow!" Lanyuan giggled. His eyes went wide as another little bunny climbed onto him. "They're going to bury me!" he yelled out. The bunnies jumped from his lap in fright. "You have to be quiet, Ayuan. You scared them," he admonished gently. Lanchan thought for a moment, an idea coming to him. He got up. "Stay here," he told his son as he went and picked up a few of the bunnies and placed them on Lanyuan. "Are you going to bury me in bunnies?" he asked, his eyes alight as he looked up at his father. He nodded, lips quirking up into a smile. Lanchan scoured the field for all of the bunnies, placing them down on Lanyuan each time he found one. Lanchan stood up straight, looking down at his son that couldn't even be seen because of all the bunny rabbits that were now piled on top of him. "Papa!" came a muffled voice from beneath, the sound of it scaring a few of them off. "Yes, Ayuan?" he called back, looking over and sitting beside the fluffy and cute pile. "Will this help me grow as well?" he asked. He nodded. "I'm going to be big and strong like Papa and protect all the peoples and the bunnies," he giggled as he began to wiggle out of the pile. Lanyuan made his way over to his papa, crawling into his lap, giggling as the bunnies followed him and gathered around the father and son. "They are cute, Papa," he said, snuggling back into his father's arms. "As are you," Lanchan said softly, holding the child close. "Wei Ying, I'll make sure he grows well," he promised. Lanchan's lesson. Bunnies do not help Ayuan to grow, but they make him very happy to be buried in them.